Hi everybody, it's Janet Dow with Fun Stampers Journey, also known as Creative Fun Journey. And today we're going to make these cute little projects. This one here is from the scalloped pocket die that Fun Stampers Journey has. You can stick a York peppermint patty in there, or you can also stick M&Ms, little M&Ms in there. And this one here, I just thought this was so adorable. It's kind of like this little box. And you can stick, I stuck in here some little nuggets and some little foo-foo stuff in there and stuff. And it's just the cutest little box. I just love it. And this little square handle here and stuff. My original plan was, I'm going to put these aside for 1 second. My original plan was to create these. And what happened is I am doing a segment of the Bloom box, and what the Bloom box is the Bloom box comes like this right to your door. It's a monthly subscription that you can do, and you can also get these stamps that they have with it too. You can get this one time also, but what it is it's a monthly prescription that comes right to your door. And what's inside is you get enough kits to make 4 cards. Aren't those adorable? These are so adorable, and that's what September's Bloom Box kit was. I'm a little late doing this tape, but I got this late, and so next month I'm going to be doing it right on time, so it will be at the beginning of the month. What happened is this cute stamp set that came with it sold out. So I did not want to do projects that were sold out. There would be no point. But I also want to show you though, what also comes with it is you get the 4 kits, you get a stamp set, and you also get a booklet in the subscription. This booklet shows you the tips and techniques that they have. It also shows you the dies that you could get, but let me tell you, anything that comes with a die, like this card right here for instance, it's already cut out for you. And any of the embellishments that you see with it comes with it. And it also tells you everything you need for this card, because your stamp pads and your coloring tools do not come in the box, so you can use your own. But it also tells you step by step on how to make these cards. Isn't that incredible? They make it so easy. Fun Stampers Journey does, and it's just an incredible kit. I love these kits. So what I'm going to be doing is once a month creating the cards for you and showing you the cards that are made, but also doing a segment on Bloomin' outside the box, I'm calling it. These right here, this one is the one that you can get from your catalog. That's what I did. This one here is from the stamp set that was from September's Bloom box, and this one here I remade it and just used a couple of the sunflowers from the catalog. This one here, this one is from Hello Lovely stamp set from the catalog, and this one here was from the Bloom box that I had made from the Hello Sunflower stamp set that was in the Bloom box. And unfortunately it did sell out, like I said. And the thing of it is what the rule of thumb, I guess they're saying, is if you order it by the 15th of the month, you're safe. But if you don't, they could run out. And that's what that stamp set did. September's ran out. So, but I wanted to go ahead and show you what these were and how to make them, because I think they're just totally awesome. And they're so cute, and I wanted to show you how to make these. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this one right here, and this one here comes from the scallop pocket die. And I wanted to show you what this die looked like. It comes just like this, and what it does is when you cut it out on cardstock, what I used was to cut this out was, let's see, it was just a half sheet of paper. So you take an 8.5 by 11, cut it in half, and it becomes 8 by 5.5. Cut it out on your Platinum or whatever cutting machine that you have. I have a Journey Platinum and a Grand. So go ahead and cut it out on that, or a Maze machine. Cut it out on that, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. The neat thing about these dies is it already has the creases in here, so that all you have to do when you put this together, which is so easy, Fun Stampers Journey made it so easy, is you just fold and use your crease tool and crease, and it's already all set for you. And just crease the sides just like this. Isn't that cool? Just so cool. I just love it. And then what I do is I take my my tape and I tape it together. And what I use is mine's got sparkles all over it, my Journey white liner tape. Let's see if I can find the end here. And I just tape it right here. I use the white liner tape. My rule of thumb is this: when you're going cardstock to start cardstock, 9 times out of 10 I will use the white liner tape. When I do paper and cardstock, I will use the other tape. Sometimes I use this tape because it's so strong. I will be using this tape tonight. It is strong tape, so it is strong. So, but we're going to use the white liner tape. And what I'm going to do is I will take our bloom tool, Fun Stampers Journey bloom tool, crease this down here, and then just go ahead and pick it up just like that. Super easy, super fun, super easy. And then all you're going to do is fold in your tabs and fold it up. Bam, done. Isn't that cool? So cool, so quick, so easy. And then what I did was I took a piece of corrugated cardstock and I cut it out at 7.5 by 1. And what I did is, instead of taking it and putting it this way, you're going to have a seam in the back. So to make it look like there's no seam, I take it and I just fold it this way. I did not score this, because then if you score it, then you're going to go with the score. So all I do is just take it and fold it like this. I put a little bit of tape. I'm going to take a little bit of the white liner tape, just a little bit. Put it right here. And my tool, crease it here, pull it up, and then just take it to make it even. Put it together just like that. There you go. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do these flowers. I want to do the sunflowers. And what we're going to do, I'm going to set this aside here. Just take a little bit of water. And what we're going to use to color them is we're going to use the Journey Color Splash pencils. I'm going to have to tell you, I used the Color Burst pencils and fell in love with them. And I wasn't too sure about the Color Splash. But after using them, they are the coolest. What this does is it has 48 pencils. So you have 2 layers. A lot of people think it's just 1 layer. No, there are 2 layers of pencils. And there are different ways that you can use these pencils. You can just color with them, or you can do this neat technique that we're going to do with them. And let me show you what we're going to do. Is we're going to take a block water and a block. Just take any old block that you have. Okay? Just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a brush. Now they have a brush comes in with the Color Splash pencils. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to take the water onto this and just put it on here. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Just comes right off. And I just turn and turn and turn these. The more you do, the more you're going to get. And I'm going to do kind of a lot here because we're going to use this over both of the flowers because we're going to use 2 colors to go onto the sunflowers. Okay. And just keep turning and putting it on just like that. Okay? I'm going to add it. And then I'm going to take a little bit of paper towel and I'm just going to turn it a little bit, wipe this off on paper towel, and then go to the next color. And this color is 0017, if you would like to know, 0017. This color here is 0014. And it's a little bit deeper yellow that we're going to be putting on because we're going to splash some color on there. So we're just going to put this like this. And it's just so cool. And we're going to do this with all the colors that we're going to use. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to keep this on here for the second one because we're going to use these again for the second one. Okay. Okay, we're just going to take that, roll this on there. I like to roll it so that it doesn't get all over the place. Then we're going to take the green. Nope, we don't need green for this one. Sorry about that. That'll be the next one. We'll take 0043, and that's a deep brown. Deep, deep, deep brown. Okay. Isn't that cool? I love doing this. It's just so much fun. I like watching the color come off of it. It's so exciting. And I think that looks pretty good. And we can always add more if we need to. And then this one here is going to be 0038. And we'll just add this on here too. And this one here is a little bit lighter brown. I kind of like doing this. It's a neat way of coloring with it. Just go like that. Okay. There we go. Okay, if we need more, we'll get it. Okay. And then we're going to set it aside. Now, all I did was I took a stamp. I took it from the Bountiful Thanks, and it's this one right here. And I stamped it on some of the Whisper White cardstock. Now, all I saved my scraps, and I just took any scrap and just put it on there. And then what I did on the whipped cream cardstock here. And then what I did is I fussy cut it out to look like this. Now, I just want to show you a small tip, just a tiny tip here, is when you're cutting out things, I love our little, I think they're the Pro Scissors, Grand Pro Scissors or something like that, but they are shears. I mean, they are the best. They are, they're stick proof. Nothing sticks to them, but they're also self-sharpening. So they sharpen themselves. And what you do when you cut these, my thing is what I do is I do not cut right next to the line. I mean, I cut like kind of next to the line. That way it doesn't show any of the perfections. But when you are cutting, the key to cutting without having it shred is you move the paper. You do not move the scissors. You move the paper. And when you move the paper, it becomes easier for you to cut. So I wanted to let you know that when for doing this, just because I've seen some people, they struggled with it and they said, Jana, how do you do this? And it's like, you just move paper when you cut. Do not move scissors. Okay, so I just wanted to show you just a little bit of that, and then I just cut them both out and came up with these. Okay, now to color, what you do is I use the Fun Stamper's Journey blending brush, and all I did was just start blending. It's just start coloring. Now this right here, I just put this on the lightest one, which is going to be the 0017, and I put that all over. Put it all over both of them really quickly. And I did that to both of them. And you know, I do like coloring, but I like fast coloring. I don't like projects that take too long. So we're going to go ahead, and I didn't make any of these before because I wanted you to see how I do these. I cut them out, I didn't make them though. So you do that, okay? It's all colored. And we're gonna go ahead and color this one too. Since it's already on the brush, we're gonna go ahead and color the second one too. Okay. And what I do is I like to start out with the lightest, go to the darkest. Okay, with it. And see how quickly it gets done? It gets done so quick. I like to cut my items out before I color, because if it's wet and you try to cut it out, then you might have a little bit of a sticky mess. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's all colored in. Then what I do is I dip into here. I don't even clean out the brush because you're using both colors, and I just kind of swipe it on just here and there. There's no right way, wrong way. If you really look at a flower is so beautiful, and there's no two leaves are the same. So I'm leaving some of it to be darker, some of it to be lighter, and I just swish it on. There's no wrong way. There's just no wrong way to do it. You just swish it on, just like that. Isn't that pretty? It's just so pretty. I just want you to see how pretty that turned out. It's just so cool looking. And then this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to splash it on. And some may have more than others, and that's okay. And that's what makes this so cool, is it does not have to be perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's just painting it on. It's a neat way to color, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm going to use my paper towel to dip it in, and then what I'm going to do is I use the lighter in the middle and I use the darker around. So lighter in the middle, darker around. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the middle one here. And then, oh, I had a lot on there. And then go ahead and put the darker around the outside. just like this. Okay. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And just move it around the outside. Now, if you look at this one, kind of the outside, and compared to this outside, what I did to give it that little extra fuzzy look is just to move this around just on the just a tiny bit on the outside, just to give it that look of a real flower, and just moved it around on the outside just a little bit, and then colored a little bit more on the inside. Okay, and took this and just dotted on the inside a little bit. There you have it. That's all I did. Okay, around the inside a little bit, then take this and move it around the outside. Just a tiny bit. Just to give it that little shadowed look of it. Okay? So as you can see, if you can see it, see that little shadowed look? You can see it better on these. When I show you this box, you'll be able to see the shadow that I created around here, just moving that dark color around it. So pretty. Turns out so pretty when you do that. Okay, so now those are done. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute. I'm going to keep all the color on there because I'm just going to set all this stuff aside because we're going to use that later. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our white thread, our whipped cream thread. Mine is almost, I'm almost out of it. And I'm going to take just a little bit of tape. Now, our tape is so weird. I'm just taking a tiny bit of Scotch tape. I have to use the Scotch tape for this one, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm just taking a little bit, just putting it right there in the crease. I tried our tape and it just didn't stick that well because of all the serrated edges here, all the creases. And I just attached that on, just like that. And then all I did is I just moved this around a couple of times. Okay. I don't measure this. I just cut it around. And then I take our little scissors and I'm going to cut it right there. And then just stick it. Have it. Make sure it sticks. Now, when you put these on, when you put our little sunflowers on, it'll all stick. It won't come undone. And what I'll use is I will use the small Journey Foam squares. And I'll just put these on the back. I put like 3 of them on. And then take it off because it's double-sided. And I'll put one about right there. And then I'll do this. And then take these off. And I'll put one probably about right there. See? It hides it. Can't even see it. Then what I'll do is I will take a little bit more of this. Just about that long. Cut it. I'm going to face it to me. This is what I call a fake bow because I'm one of those people that don't tie it around. I wrap it around and then tie it. I'm not good that way. I loop it through and then I take it and just tie it here. When you do it this way, what happens is, what ends up happening, oh, it got real long, so I'll just cut that right off. what ends up happening is you're able to move this bow back and forth, and you can move it to where you want it. When you put a knot in it, you're not going to be able to move it back and forth. But when you don't knot it like that, you can move it back and forth. And there, we're done. Isn't that cute? Turned out just like the other one. Okay, and if you want to take Journey glaze, you can take some Journey glaze and you can put on there if you want to put it on there. Mine's not available at the moment, so we're not going to use it. So, and there you have it. There's this one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the next one, and that's going to be this one here. We're going to make this one here, and this one is super cute. Okay, and why don't we color first on this one so it can dry a little bit. So to do the coloring on it, which I'm going to put this right here, all I did is take another scrap paper of the whipped cream cardstock that I had and stamped on it. And this stamp comes from the Hello Lovely stamp set, which is right here. So you could use 2 of these or 1 of them, but for this one, I just use this one right here. Okay, so you're gonna do this, you're gonna fussy cut this one out, and I already did that for us to save on some time. I'm gonna bring our block back in and our water back in. Clean my brush off a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do is now comes the green. And that's going to be 0021 because we have some green here. And I'm just going to take this and move it on here just like that. I kind of like doing this. What it does to your pencils is it makes them go into a really, really, really fine point. So after you do this, you can color with them, and you got a really nice fine point on them to be able to color with them, just the regular way to color with them if you want to. And it makes them have a really nice sharp point. Okay, now that we got the green on here, we're going to set this aside, and then we're going to start coloring. And what we'll do is we'll start out with the light one first, and just like we did with the last one, we're going to just color around the light yellow, color it around all over the leaves, all over the petals, the flower petals, just like that. Okay. I could sit and do this all day long. It's just so relaxing. Even though I like a project to be done within minutes, it's still relaxing. It's fun. Okay, then I'm not going to clean off my brush because I don't have to. And I'm going to take a little bit of the 0014, just like I did on the other one, and we're just going to hit it here and there, just to bring out some more color with it. Does not have to be perfect. You can dot it. I don't do the whole thing because I want both colors to show through. So it's kind of like blending it in there, blending it onto the petals here. So cute. You'll see? It just blends it right in there. It's just so pretty when you do that. And it looks like leaves. And we're going to clean off our brush now because we're going to another color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the brown in here. I'm going to take your darker brown, which that pencil is 0043, and I'm just going to start coloring in the darker brown here. For this one, I'm not going to use the lighter brown. I will just use the darker brown. See how it just blends it in there? And it makes it, when you color with it this way, you don't get lines. You don't see where you began, where you finished, or anything. And I'm using regular whipped cream cardstock on this. I am not using watercolor paper. And then I'm going on the outside a little bit, and I want to give it that shadowed look again. So I'm going around to just a little bit on the outside so it will give that shadowed look. Just like that. So pretty. Isn't it pretty? Clean off my brush. And then I'm going to go to the green. If you wanted to, you could do a light green and then do a darker green with your leaves. But for this one, I just wanted to do the darker green to make it quick and easy for you. Okay, we're almost done. And as you can see, I keep picking my brush up, putting it down, but you're not seeing a beginning or an ending, so you're not seeing those lines in it like you would if you were to use a marker. Okay, there you go. There you have it. It's all done. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to put this aside so it can dry. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to put this block aside and the water aside. And now we're going to work on the box. Now the box, what I did is I cut out a piece of cardstock, and this is the pineapple smoothie. And I cut it out at 11 by 3 1/4. And then I scored it, and I scored at 4 3/4 and 6 1/4. Okay, now to make the handles, what I did, and this takes a couple of steps, is I took the journey. I always write my stuff on the back. I like to keep my dies on a magnet, and I always mark down what it is on the back. So I took my journey rectangles, and I took the smallest one to cut out. And all I did was I put it on the handle, and then I put it through the platinum. Okay, and this is how it looks after I cut it out, just like that. Okay, I did a lot of these ahead of time so that you could to save on time. Okay, so then what I did is I folded these. I didn't crease them, I just folded them for now, and then I matched them up here. I took a pencil so you know exactly where you're going to go, and I just made little lines here, just real little lines. Okay, so you'll see them in here so that you know exactly where you're going. I took my small rectangle square, put it on here. I put it through the platinum again, so that it will look like this. Now you have them both where they fit evenly like this. Okay, now what I did is we're going to set that aside for a second, and then I took a piece of corrugated cardstock because I want everything to match, and this is cut out 4 1/2 by 3. And what I did for this, because I want it to match up on here, and what I did is I just put it exactly where I want it. Just put it out just like that. I turned it over because you can't write on the corrugated side. Turned it over, took my pencil, and just made some markings on all 4 sides. Okay. Took this, took my journey rectangle, measured it up here, put it through my journey platinum again, and it comes out looking like this. Okay. Then the other pieces that I used was a square. This square I had cut out from the Journey Squares, and that one is from the inside out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th one, and then I just cut that out just like that. Okay, so that's one of the pieces. The other piece that I used was from the Journey Circles die, and that one what I did is I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6th circle. Okay, then what I did is I took the little dotted perforated dots, and then I just measured it in here, and then I cut them out together on the Journey Platinum. And this is what it looks like when it's done. Now there might be a couple of them that didn't get poked out. If that happens, what I do is I take my Bloom tool, because the Bloom tool has 7 tips that come with it, and I use the one that looks like a dental pick, and then I just poke the holes in them to get them out. There's usually not that many that I have to poke, and I just poke the holes out. And then we have that. Okay. Then what I did is I want to soften this square up a little bit. So what I did is I took my large dauber. I love saying the word dauber. It's me, Dobby Dauber. And I took some oatmeal cookie, True Fusion, Color Fusion ink pad, and I just put it a little bit on my dauber, just a little bit, and then I'm just going to soften up my ends, just like that. Okay. And tonight, because I'm doing this video at night, you guys are seeing a little bit of a shadow look. It's like I have to do these videos at a certain time in order not for me to have shadows or too much light from the outside. Okay, just like that. And then we'll put these aside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting it together. And to put it together, we will put this on the box. So I'm going to take actually I'm going to take the white liner tape. I'm going back and forth which tape I want to use. I'm going to take our white liner tape because it's cardstock to cardstock like that. I just like to use my white liner tape. Move everything on the side. And the white liner tape is small too, so I like to use small tape. See, it fits perfectly right there. That's what I like about it. Oops, a little tough there. Moving my paper all over the place. And then I'm going to take my Bloom tool. Got all these tools, things are rolling away. And just put everything down like that. Lifting these pieces up. Like this. This is just so much fun. I just love doing this. It's so much fun. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just match it up here. Just like that. Aha. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, oops, I'm going to take, we have to do the bottom of the box. Almost forgot the bottom of the box. we'll do that after I finish this part up here. We'll take some Journey foam squares. I'm going to take the small Journey foam squares here. I'm going to put one on each side. And one in the middle. Put these on. Put that in the middle. Just like that. I'm going to take our Journey tape, put some of this on, put this in the middle, that, and I'm going to take our little guy here, our cute little sunflower. I'm going to put tape on this. Put that right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? This is so pretty. It's almost done now. Now what I'm going to do is I took another piece of cardstock, and this is the pineapple smoothie. Now this piece here is 5 by 3 and an 1/8. This piece here I scored. What I did is I scored 1 inch all the way around. Now this piece here is for the inside of the box for everything to go in, just like that, so your candy will go in. And I'm going to take our Grand Pro shears, Fun Stampers Journey Grand Pro shears. I'm going to crease all these down first to make it easier. Easier to cut. I'm going to have all these measurements on my Create a Fun Journey page too. So all the measurements are not only on here, they're on my Create a Fun Journey page. That way you can have everything all ready too. And all I'm going to do is cut up on each of these sides, just like that. I cut a little bit off to the side there to make it a little bit easier. Okay. Turn it around, do the same thing here, and you're going to cut a little bit off to the side. And you're going to cut this one a little bit off to the side on this one too. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your tape. You can use tape, you can use the white liner tape too, because what you're going to do is you're going to fold these up like this, just like that. So you're going to make it easy. So all you're going to do is you're just going to put tape on these, just a little bit of tape, all 4 sides. And then you're just going to put your box together. And this side. And then you'll put this side together. And this side together. Now I must have cut something funky because it's a little bit higher. So I'm going to take, I want to use the big one, big scissors, and just cut it just a tiny bit like that. There. Might have cut something crooked here. There, just like that, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to fold these up, and all you're going to do is you can put white liner tape or this tape. I think what I'm going to do is use the white liner tape just to make it easier so I'm not pushing down on it. And you're just going to put the couple pieces of tape here. You can put it also, you can also put it on here, but I don't know where I'm going on that, so I'm comfortable putting it this way. Put it down, take this, flip it off. And then all you're going to do is fit it in between, just like that. Ta-da! All in. Okay. Isn't that cute? All right, to finish her up, I took the oatmeal cookie satin ribbon. Oh, that one's out. I'm gonna have to open up a new one. Open up a new satin ribbon here. That was a lot of noise, wasn't it? Sorry. And just cut this up. It's a little frayed. And how I measure this is I just take it and flip it through here. I kind of want to see how high I want it, because everybody likes it a little different. And then I cut it. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little bit of our whipped cream twine. And then what you do is you flip this through. This is the tricky part. A little bit on the tricky part here. You need a couple of fingers for this one. And I push it off to the side a little bit. You don't need it to be perfect. You take your twine, move it around here, and then I just tie a bow. I'm going to slide it down a tiny bit. Just like that. Tie my bow. And it is all done. Look at that, isn't that cute? And of course I'll take this because I like to make these a little off center, front and back. And there you have it, all done. So cute. And then all I do is I take a couple of nuggets, put some nuggets in here, and this makes such a cute and little bit of foo-foo to go inside. And this makes such a cute gift for a coworker or for anybody. And then you take your card that you get with your Bloom box and you put them together, and then you give them to a friend. Here, this one matches better. And then you give it to a friend. Isn't that cute? That's why I'm doing these videos here with the Bloom box, so that you can see outside the Bloom box. So I'm calling it Bloomin' Outside the Box, and we're going to do cards and projects with it. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming and watching my video, and look in on me again, and I'll have some more next month for you, and it'll be at the beginning of the month. Thank you, everyone. See you later. Bye.